So welcome back, guys. It is your girl, Miss Cat, with the wokeNbusiness podcast. Here on GMT Radio, we also broadcast with Flume TV. We have yet another special guest with us this evening. You ready, girlfriend? All right. So, as per our custom, okay, we're going to get our woke money wine. So, for those that act like you don't know, here it is. It is our woke money wine. It is all natural, gluten-free, vegan, right? So shout out to Signature Sips Winery who crafts wine for us. But as we talk tonight, we're definitely going to be sipping on the wine. So as I pour us a little taste of the woke money wine, I want you to introduce yourself because see, what happens is if I start trying to introduce you, I might forget something. I might say your name wrong. I might say your business wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just pour up and shut up while you introduce yourself. Sound like a plan?
That works for me.
All right, lovely. So have at it. Go ahead.
I won't be on her giggling. Hello, guys. My name is Key Atkins on Facebook, but my real name is Waikitha Atkins. I am the CEO and founder of the Innate Experience, which is essentially a lot of businesses that work together for the entrepreneur and the business owner. So I'm a business consultant and coach. I help others build, brand, and market their businesses in 90 days. And I also have a consulting business that essentially does everything A to Z in business.
Awesome. See, there was no way that I would have been able to say all that. So I'm glad that you had an opportunity to get all of that out. So let's take a toast real quick. Shout out to the Woke Money Wine. So let's sip up.
You know, I'm going down anyway every time.
So for the people that are watching, tell us what are your thoughts about the Woke Money Wine?
It's good. This is my wine. This is a cocktail. Literally, like it doesn't taste like wine at all.
Is it a good cocktail?
Yeah, it's a good cocktail. I keep drinking it. Yes, okay. It's very good. It goes down really smooth. If you are not a drinker, I suggest you to mix it with juice.
Okay.
It is a little strong, it's good.
Well, so for those that don't know, the wine is fortified. So that means that's a little bit stronger than your normal wine. It is 17%. So it's not for the weak at heart. But nonetheless, most people who do taste it, they enjoy it in some capacity. So I appreciate your feedback. So let's get into it. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So before you start talking about your business, I just want to kind of let everybody know how we met and how we became acquainted. Because for those that don't know, I am the founder of a nonprofit called the Woke Money Movement. And my initiative, when I started this nonprofit was to bring financial literacy resources to the Black and Brown community. And so we do mixers at Chase Bank. We've had a conference. We've done a few things, already, even though we've only been in business for a couple of months now. But every event, I would always see Miss Thing. And I'm like, I'm asking, who is this? Like who invited her? Like, who brought her here? Who sent her? And but just always so supportive. And I appreciated that. And, we have just a few members. We kind of shut it down with the membership because there was a lot of people that were saying, oh, I'm down and this, that, and the third. And they weren't showing up and they weren't supporting. But one thing I can say, keep the key, however they want to,
whatever
say, like, you are a true supporter. Definitely been an advocate for the movement since the inception. And I just want to say thank you for that. And I also just want to ask, like, what inspired you or drew you, to us, to keep coming back and wanting to stay a part of what we got going on?
Well, I could definitely say the name.
Okay.
Because you always hear people say, are you woke? That term has been coined for the last 10, 15 years now. So when you combine it with money and then the logo and what it stands for, it just makes you really want to dive into it. So that caught my eye. And then when I came to the very first event was the conference, I was just like, oh, I like this. There's a lot of people in here that look like me and that are educating and not afraid to share resources. So I was like, okay, let me follow this and see how it goes. So I'm going to shout out Aisha St. Jules because that's who invited me.
Hey, girl, queen.
Yes. So that's how I got involved.
Awesome.
And I just like the personalities, the movements, and then your warmth, your acceptance. I'm a kind of a quiet person for the most part, a little shy. And you work with me through that. So, you Vora, I love all of y'all. Y'all was just sweet. So.
I appreciate it. And shout out to Vora, my girl Vora. So like, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Like, just coming together, collaborating, networking. And I know that's a big thing, like for you, you know what I'm saying? So is networking and kind of being in the mix, is that like something that you have to do to kind of, stay on point, for the lack of better terms?
Absolutely. Well, I came from network marketing essentially.
Got you.
It makes me come out of my comfort zone. Anytime I want to be shy and all of that stuff, when I go out and meet new people and I'm talking about business, I'm good. But if I have to talk about myself personally, that's when I kind of clam up. So just meeting new people. I am not a single child. Lord.
Like solo?
I'm not a solo person.
Gotcha.
Well, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not a loner, but I'm always alone in a sense.
Gotcha.
But I feel like you can't do it by yourself. You have to have a team, no matter in what capacity. So,
and that's true. That's true. So I like what you said, that like all the facets of business, like you help people, kind of tackle that, because there are a lot of solopreneurs, like people out here, that's just like trying to get it out the mud. So speaking to that, like, I know you kind of ran through, but like, let's talk about a little bit deeper, for those that are listening and watching, like, how can you really elevate? You said 90 days. That's a strong, you know what I'm saying? So take me from day 1 to 90 days. What does that look like being with Coach Key?
So essentially, I need to figure out where you are on your journey. I'm not taking you from ideation to corporation. That's not possible. Not in 90 days.
Gotcha.
So it is a 3-step process, and depending on where you are in your journey, I'll put you in the program that you need. So I have one, ideation to business, and then I have business to scale.
Okay.
And then I have scale, expand, ascend. So that's when you go into your corporation and you start hiring other people. But you first need to figure out what you want to do, how to do it, so that when you get to the scale phase of hiring other people, if you don't know what it looks like and what to do, people can just do anything to your business and then you come back clueless. So
gotcha.
You have to go through that phase first.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this. Is there any training that you have done, or are these just principles that pretty much that you've implemented from your business? Like, how did you come together with this particular 3-step system or plan?
It's a mix of both.
Okay.
Trial and error through my business, and then me having my own coach. I believe everybody needs a coach or a consultant.
Okay.
A mentor of some sort, because you don't know everything, and there's no way that you can learn everything. You still need somebody that is above you. If you're the smartest person in the room,
then I love it. I totally get it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Being in like the tax space, you would think like, oh, it's just tax prep, like, but when I got my mentor, I swear to God, that was the first time in life that I had a $30,000 month outside of the tax season, like outside of tax prep. You get what I'm saying? She showed me how to do things within the industry. You get what I'm saying? That had nothing to do with tax prep. You know what I mean? So I totally agree, that every mentor needs a mentor, every coach needs a coach.
Yep.
So yeah, like I appreciate you saying that, because a lot of people think like I got it, I got it going on, and and really they don't. But hey, that's not for me to say. But but nonetheless, so do you have any kind of like, do you only work with certain type of bit, like do you have a niche, or do you kind of like work with everybody, or how like if somebody wants to work with you, what is that process like?
So first we have to do a consultation or a personality interview to see if we're even work
Compatible.
well together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little standoffish now, but I'm in business. People know that I'm very, very intense and I'm very, very aggressive because you paying me
Yeah.
to stay on your tail. So why not? But first we do a consultation,
Okay.
and after that you decide if you want to. I'll present you with the offers, because not only do I do coaching, I guess courses or cohorts, what we call it, I also do turnkey services.
Okay.
So if you just want us to build your entire business for you, we can do that.
Awesome.
We call it business in a box.
Okay.
So we do everything from the structuring to the marketing, the branding strategy, creating all your graphics, putting everything together for you. Only thing you need to do is literally push it out. We build your email list, every single thing, but that is, that's expensive.
Gotcha.
Because that's a 5-person job, right?
Gotcha.
That's 5 people touching that one client. And then of course, we do different types of marketing and branding with you, or creating different type of strategies for you. If you just need a strategy, I can't think for myself. Most people come to me when they can't think for themselves, so I create that. But essentially, we just talk for about maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and by the questions that I ask you, I can kind of gauge, because I have like a checklist of like 30 to 40 things, and people like, yeah, I got this, and then you get to like number 10, they like, ooh, and then
I wasn't
number 15,
ready.
ooh, number 12, ooh, now I don't have that. So it's just it really gets that deep.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I noticed that you talk a lot about branding. Okay. And I just want to kind of talk about that a little bit, because one thing that I do notice, even I like, even with myself, I try to stay on brand, right? But when somebody says being on brand, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean to you?
On brand is, are you representing the true version of yourself that you're not ashamed of?
Okay. So when you say that you on brand, does that also have something to do with like your graphics, things that, so like let me give you an example. So for example, I have my tax business, right? And I do have, agents that contract with me, right? And so sometimes they want to do their own flyers, their own graphics. And I might say, well, it's cool, but we just got to stay with the brand, stay on brand, right? So of course, like flyers, graphics, things of that nature, the way that you look and carry yourself. Because, for example, if you representing flat fee, but out here doing XYZ or woke money or whatever, is still, considered on brand, for lack of a better term. So for those that are new in business, or, maybe trying to scale their business or whatever, do you have like any tips like for brand? Because I mean, and I say that because I'll be seeing some folks, they might have like a pink flyer this time and green the next day, and their website is this color, but that, you get what I'm saying? So do you help people with that part?
Absolutely.
Or, okay.
Absolutely.
So can you speak to that right now? We're going to have a little couple of minutes about talking about that, because I want them to hear it from, from the professional, but sometimes I just be itching like,
why you do
what are we doing?
Why
what
you
are
do
we
that? Why
what,
look like that?
what are we doing tonight? Look.
So when you consistently change your brand and nothing looks the same, you look like a scammer. You look like no one is going to trust you with their business, because you don't even have your own business under control. So when I'm working with clients, you cannot choose more than 3 fonts. You have to use them same fonts. Unless you're about to go to a complete rebrand, we're not changing the font. So you need to pick it. So you're going to have your supportive font, Then you're going to have your CTA, which is your call to action font, and then you're going to have your word font, and that's it.
Wow.
You're going to have your 5 base colors. Black and white is already a given. You get additional 3.
Wow.
If your font does not match the color of what your brand is, we got to take it off. You can't have all light colors because nobody can read that.
Got you.
Right? Then we do visual branding suites where you get 5 templates. That's one for your reviews, one for your events, one for your quotes, one for pictures of yourselves, and then one for whatever you want to do.
Gotcha.
Solely because that it looks more uniform when you're looking at something. It doesn't really. It's not too bad on Facebook unless you're doing like cover photos on your reels, but on your Instagram it's gonna look visual. You want that visual to be there because it looks more uniform.
Yes,
but it also helps them to recognize.
Oh, that's key.
Yeah, people see that color teal. They're like, oh, that's you.
Got
Anytime it's so bad because I've been using N8 since 16. People like when they see N8 pop up anywhere else, they're like, "Oh, did you buy a massage studio?" No, what are you talking about?
But that's how you know you have a solid brand,
exactly.
Like for real. I got
exactly. So as long as everything is streamlined, the same thing, it's good. But if you keep changing it, it looks like you're inconsistent. And nobody wants to buy from an inconsistent person.
And that's the crazy thing because a lot of people don't even take something what you would think, oh, that it's just a flyer, girl. Like
that's visual branding.
Yeah.
So then you have personal brand, then you have brand tone, brand messaging, and if they're all not aligning with each other, then nobody's gonna listen to what you have to say.
That's crazy. So it's just, I guess the moral of what I'm glad that you mentioned that and that we're talking about this is because it goes more into just having a dope name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It goes more into just like, oh, this look good, but then this look jacked up, and you know what I'm saying? So it goes way more into how people perceive you.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of perception, you talked about personal brand. Okay. So as an entrepreneur, I know you said, be unapologetically you, right? But as a coach, right? Mm-hmm. Is there any time that you tell a person to kind of scale back and not be them? Are you always advocate for being yourself?
When I say, okay, so let me dial it back a little bit. When I say be yourself, I said the version that you are proud of.
Gotcha.
If it's something that you have to do in order to get a reaction out of someone, that means that's not really you.
Gotcha.
It's not the real version of yourself. So people get online, like I'm not gonna call out no influencers or anything, but people get online and do whatever, and that's their brand, and that's okay with them. But are you gonna be able to keep that act up?
Gotcha.
Or are you gonna have to pull a Black China and switch it up?
Gotcha.
Right?
Makes sense.
So it's just be the version that you want the world to remember you as.
Got you.
You're not being a different person. You're just being the version of yourself that you're stepping into.
Got you. And so how does that work when you have like multiple entities? Because I know like for myself, I've kind of struggled with my brand identity because, and one facet of myself is like, oh, you're a tax professional. You should, a mentor, this, that, and a third. Then you have woke, but then the real passion and the real part of me is my, Miss Cat, like being Miss Cat, being in the entertainment, music, all of that good stuff. So when you are multifaceted in that way, like, how do you control that? Or do you have to like literally like, I'm in this box with this box with that? Like, how do you do that part?
It flows all together. It's based off your personality because we know that we're not one-dimensional beings. Mm-hmm. So one is always going to trump the other. Woke and taxes go together because they both represent finances.
Yes.
So they go together. But even in your entertainment space, you're still talking about your business and educating in what you're educating in. So essentially it's the same thing.
Gotcha.
I don't feel like you should have to be a different person because either way, in 3 or 4 businesses, you're still Miss Cat. You just happen to own these 4 entities.
Gotcha.
That have their own sub niches. So you're sub niching. So for myself, I represent business education, business development, all of that good stuff. And then I also have my wellness portion where I do self-care. I work out, I cook. So it's just sub niches. You're
Mm-hmm.
just taking people from different things and then putting them all into one pot, which is you, because you are the brand.
For
People
sure.
buy from people that they know. So your brand is why I should do business with you. And that's based on your personality or what your brand is showing them.
Got you. Got you. So speaking of, like being on brand and, this, that, and the third, let's have a woke confession moment. Okay. Do you, this is a question for you specifically.
Okay.
Do you ever feel like you always have to kind of be on, meaning that, like you say, on brand, this, that, and the third, like you stepping out, you're networking, you're going, so they're like, oh, that's key to coach, like, do you always feel like you always have to be on brand at all times, to kind of like be this person? Or do you just like, you know what, I'm just me and you just take me as I am?
Um, I'm gonna say no, solely because I'm very vocal about having social anxiety and
Mm-hmm.
about being shy and being a little bit people. I don't want people to think that I am just like this stuck up person. When you see me in person, it may take me a minute, let me adapt. So because I make content about that, people already know that about me. So if they
Gotcha.
see me in the corner sitting by myself, it's like, oh well, Key's so bubbly on social media, but here in public she's sitting in the corner by herself, because I need to warm up to the room first. So again, if I feel as if you're vocal and you're transparent about what's going on, then you shouldn't have any issues, and you don't have to feel like you are performing when you're in front of other people.
That's a good way to put it. So basically, just to that, want to make sure I heard you correctly. It's okay to be transparent,
Yeah.
about what you're struggling with. And, in that transparency, that also allows you, when you do show up, to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that way, like you said, you're not performing, you're not putting on a show. Because I told y'all, like, 3 reels ago, I was crazy. Like, so, so at the end of the day, like, y'all already knew I was crazy when I showed up. So, but I understand that. And I definitely can dig that. And, and thank you for, giving us those tips. And thank you for being transparent and just sharing your journey. Because, at the end of the day, I know that even today you were like, man, Kat, I'm nervous, this, that, and the third. But you show up every time, though. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to give you kudos, like, to your face, because regardless of, and this might be a growth thing. This might be this might be something like, ooh, another notch or another, whatever, because I'm the type of person, I'm going to put you on blast, like, all the time. You're going to come to an event and I'm going to put you on blast. I'm going to make you do things that you never in life. Like, we did a commercial the other day, right? Mm-hmm. Which was super fun, by the way. You guys will probably get to see that next episode. But the moral of the story is, I'm gonna always make you, get outside of yourself. But what I can say is, you always rise to the occasion. So kudos for that. So
thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
So for those that are watching or listening and they want to get more information about you, or follow your, your journey, or just stay connected, how do we do so?
So I want you guys to go to my website, which is iamcoachkey.com.
Okay.
You can find everything that you need there. You can get free branding tips.
Okay.
You can sign up for free events. You can sign up for paid events. I do a lot of travel, all kind of stuff. Whatever you see on the website, that's 100% me. Okay. And then all of my social medias are either going to be Key Atkins, of course, as the name, or the Innate Visionary on my social media.
So say it, because some people might say innate or whatever. So kind of spell it out.
So the letter N, the number 8, visionary.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna stay connected, and of course, as a member, of the movement, we are always connected. And I just want to, just kind of circle back to the conference, because we have our conference coming up in June, on June the 8th. Now, you got an opportunity, because a lot of our guests, they never, had the opportunity to go to the first one. What were some of the things that I know that you said you enjoyed it, but can you tell the audience specifically what you liked about the conference? Because of course we're going to bring some of that back, but just as a person who attended, what was some of the highlights of last year's conference?
I would say, for me personally, for me, I like the fact that you use people who were in the community, who I felt like were in the community. Because again, it is one thing to see celebrities, it's one thing to see influencers, but when you see somebody that you probably follow on social media and they do X, Y, and Z, everyday people that are still making the same amount of money as some influencers or some, celebrities, but they are very quiet about it, quiet luxury. I like the fact that you use those people to boost your brand, essentially. I'm all about, again, networking, growing, and seeing everyday people rise to the occasion of getting money. So, and educating. But I like that portion. It was a lot of classes that I wanted to attend, but I couldn't because it was all at the same time. But I did enjoy meeting a lot of people that were there. It was a lot of people there I've never seen before. People coming from Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't know, just different parts of Houston, different cities, different states. And I was just like, why I never heard of this? But essentially it was really nice. I didn't get to stay for the award ceremony though. I was a little tired because I was there from 11 to 6. I stayed all day until the people was like, okay, we can go.
Gotcha.
But I really it was really, really put together. It was smooth. It was on time. It was very professional. And I literally had no idea that this was your first event.
Oh,
I literally had no idea. That's why I was like, I've never heard of this before. What is this?
Yes.
But
that's
very detailed.
I'm happy to hear that. So I just wanted somebody, because we keep talking about the conference coming up, it's coming, da 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 da. And I know people like, okay, cool, whatever. It's like some other conference. So I just wanted you to kind of speak to, what people could look forward to. So like you said, yeah, we could easily get a whole bunch of influencers and dance around and throw around money and so on and so forth, which, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
But at the end of the day, I wanted to provide something of substance. Like, I wanted people to leave the room and really connect. I wanted people to leave the room and really have some real tangible resources that they could really go do something with, if that makes sense. So, at the end of the day, that's what you can look forward to with the Woke Money Conference. And this year, we're gonna do it bigger and better. We're taking it to NRG. So last year I had rented out the Hyatt. I rented out the entire Hyatt. We had a time and it was cool. But this year we decided to take it to NRG. So that way we can grow it, as the years progress, we can make it bigger and bigger as it grows. So this year, we can look forward to, the breakout sessions. We're going to have some panel discussions. I'm trying to get the wine in there. They kind of, they messing with me with this wine, but we're going to work it out, because we got to have the Woke Money wine in the building. But nonetheless, we are calling this one the revival, the revival of the riches, because I think not only are we sleep, but our money is sleep, and it's time to wake up and get to the bag, seriously. Because they say that, by the time most of us retire, ain't gonna be no money left. So, I don't know what y'all plan to do, but at the end of the day, as for me and mine, we about to figure it out. So, Key, we gonna see you there at the conference. But there's something else that's coming up that's a little bit closer that I need to let everybody know. So as y'all know, we have our Wine Down Wednesday events. This is an opportunity. If you've never tasted the wine, you want to come out, taste the wine, network, fellowship. But it just so happens that my birthday is coming up, and it's gonna be on Super Bowl. And then I have to fight with, not first it's the Super Bowl, then I gotta fight with Valentine's.
Yeah.
Who does that? So I'm not about to do that. I'm gonna just celebrate the next week after. So on February 21st, I'm hosting our Wine Down Wednesday event plus my birthday celebration. Is going to be from 7 to 9 at the Quad Houston, which is 4608 Alameda Road. So come out. We're going to have free Woke Money wine, signature cocktails, and while supplies last. but come turn up with your girl, come network with Coach Key, right? And everybody that is gonna be there, right? So
Yes.
we're gonna see you there in the building. Is there anything that you want to tell them? So I told them about the conference. I told them about the Wind Down Wednesday. Coach Key, you got anything before we head out?
Oh, you can also get your ticket to the conference at the Woke Money Wind Down Wednesday.
Yeah, so
because they are on sale.
They are on sale until the end of this month, guys, because the conference is in June. So yes, so y'all see wokemoney.org scrolling at the bottom of your screen, or you may see this if you're listening in. Go to wokemoney.org. That is our website. The tickets are there. We do have some vendor spots available. We also have our honorees are hosted are on the website. So we're looking for more honorees, looking for more speakers. So if you want to connect with us, just go to wokemoney.org. But that's all I got for y'all tonight. Y'all can catch me next week. This time next week from 8:30 to 9:30, just depending on who we have on the show. But you could definitely catch us at 8:30 GMT Radio, Flume TV. You definitely catch us every single Monday. And I'll see you guys next week. Y'all be safe. We will talk soon.